This is my friend's 2004 Corolla and it runs like crap. So today I'm gonna see if I can fix it for 80 bucks.
So this car has a lot of issues. It runs about 27% lean, it has random multiple misfires, and it's also leaking oil from the valve cover gasket. So today, we're going to replace the intake manifold gasket, the throttle body gasket, and the valve cover gasket. And with me here today are two of my best friends to feed me pizza and beer. I had a couple little hiccups along the way with annoying hoses.
Fuck you.
But it all ended up working out in the end. So here's the intake manifold with its crusty, dusty gasket. And here's the new one. Judging by the state of that old gasket, I'm fairly certain that that was the reason for the lean running condition. And already you can tell this is going to be giving a much better seal. So now I'm scraping away all the dust and debris that has built up over time, and I'm cleaning it off with a throttle body and intake cleaner. So now I'm cleaning the actual throttle body itself. And this one in particular was one of the dirtiest I've ever seen. There was tons of carbon buildup around the actual valve itself, making it super hard for the throttle body plate to actually move as it's supposed to. So here I am replacing the throttle body gasket, which is also a very common place for vacuum leaks. So now with both of these gaskets replaced, hopefully we should have much better fuel trims. And now it's time to replace the valve cover gasket. So this engine is one of the easier ones to do valve cover gaskets on, although I did run into a pretty annoying issue. The replacement gasket that I got was inconsistent and too large in some areas and too small in others, and it ended up taking us 2 tries to actually get it to seat correctly. And it was honestly a very stressful and annoying experience for something that's this simple. But in the end, we got it to seat correctly and the oil leak is fixed. What I'm doing here now is cleaning the mass airflow sensor. This particular one was covered in carbon. And these things are what tell the engine how much air is coming in through the intake. So if they're dirty, they won't read correctly and the engine could run very, very rough. Now while we're waiting for the RTV to drive on the valve cover, I figure we might as well do an oil change.
I've never seen a crush washer this corroded.
Whoa, hold on.
When was the last oil change, buddy?
No, who's your fucking mechanic, dude? They don't replace. No.
Oh, legit. This is a lesson, buddy.
That's crazy.
So now with a brand new crush washer, I'm gonna take out the old oil filter and put in a new one.
Do you even need an oil filter? And we're gonna spill a little bit of
You just
oil.
gotta tip sideways. That's always the way.
Oh,
Oh my
that was so bad.
dude, I thought you were gonna just.
So now with fresh oil
too.
in and on the engine, let's start it up and see how it sounds. So it's sounding a lot better, but unfortunately I didn't get a video of me fixing this issue except for this.
Whoa.
The baffle is shredded.
Holy fuck.
But essentially, the oil baffle that is underneath the valve cover got bent, and it was actually making contact with one of the camshafts. So while the engine was spinning, it would be whacking this piece of metal. And so when we had the valve cover off, I pushed it back into place so that it had proper clearance.
Now we are at basically perfect fuel trims. So our long term is 8.6% lean, our short term is -7% rich. So basically when you add these both up, you don't want to be either over 10 or less than -10.
Yeah.
Perfect would be having zeros on both, but that takes a lot of time for the computer to relearn. You see how the short term is getting closer and closer to zero, and then the long term is now 8.6% positive, which means 8.6% lean. So now we know that we're still within our proper range. Before, you were at ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
28%. So we're gonna see, we should probably do a test drive. Let's make sure first that more oil hasn't like leaked out from the valve cover gasket.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if the throttle is responding better than it was before.
So after this test drive, everything was looking very, very good. The car didn't rev all over the place when he cold started it, the throttle was actually responding, it wasn't leaking oil, and the fuel trims were much, much better. But we can't really know if things are actually fixed unless the car has been daily driven for a little bit. So we're gonna meet back up in a week, give it a nice clean, and see how it's doing. All right, so it's been a week now, and pretty much all of the problems that it had are solved. The car doesn't leak oil nearly as much, it doesn't run lean anymore, and best of all, the throttle actually responds, and when he starts it in the morning, it doesn't disturb his neighbors and rev all over the place. So it's good now. How many kilometers has it done?
Like 800? No, probably like 600.
600 kilometers, and it's still working well. I think it's fixed. Anyway, so today we're gonna clean it up and make it look good. All right, so now the car is all clean and it's in good mechanical order, and now I feel all right sending this guy driving home, you know? He's gonna be so proud of his car now when he finally lists it to Facebook Marketplace and sells it for $1,500. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
I don't even know if you're in frame. Shit, let's see.